Hey everyone, Network Guardian here, getting ready to show you what we can do with Splunk. We're just doing this here as an example. We've got an inside IP address here for a Wi-Fi network for a TV set. It's a little chatty, and we're just watching, the communication, trying to reserve bandwidth and things like that. Not that there's an issue, but since we're geeks and we engineer stuff and we look at our networks relatively often, we can see there's certain devices that are a little bit more chatty than others. Today, most TVs that you see out there have a lot of apps built into them. So here is a TV in the office. It's a Samsung 55-inch, and on it, it's got the smart hub. It's got the applications, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, all these things. So these are all the IP addresses that it communicates with um, when it's looking for updates for different things. And so we're like, hey, how can we take this limit of going up north of 12,000 connections per second and lower that down? Glad you asked. Enter Palo Alto firewall, right? So the Strata line offers the ability for you to put in a DoS policy with a DoS object that you define what's the maximum number of ICMP connections per second, maximum number of UDP connections per second, TCP, all that stuff, and just different types of flooding that can happen. So that's what we did. So now you can see here that we put this in late on Friday, that now it's dropped down to 483. That's really good. So looking at this as the past 7 days, we can take this filter and we can go back and look at just today. If we wanted to, the TV is on currently, so this is going to get some real-time info. And you can see that, all right, nothing happened, and then boom, I showed up. So as I walked into the office and turned this on, the connections start to ramp up as it's going to get its information. Again, we've got this capped at 1,000 for some connections per second. On some of them, we have it capped at 100. So this is how you're able to, and I don't think it hurts the performance of the TV. We haven't seen anything yet show up that it won't play. It's just that it's only going to get what you pull when you need it instead of having everything refreshed to the TV all at once. Again, we're just looking at sessions like this because, we wonder, is there anything malicious going on? Is there anything that it's trying to do? We see over here connections by protocol. It's a lot of ping, a lot of UDP, which, is best effort delivery. It's not TCP. So, and then we have a lot of insufficient data that's going out because it's not defined and therefore it's not going to get where it needs to go and be returned in a session. So that is something you can see here, right? As it goes out broadcast, right? It's going out to a multicast IP address here to get information. So this is what we're doing here to kind of police and keep that under control. I'm going to bring up the Palo Alto firewall right now and show you what we did. So going over to the objects, we're able to click on and define the Samsung TV object here, and what we have set up for, our SYN flood. Um, all right, it's not defined. We have UDP still right here at 10,000. We haven't really reined this in, but we could. Um, and then we have the ICMP at 100, and we've got other stuff again at 100 as well. And that we were able to bring down a lot of the chattiness. We're still keeping the UDP at a higher level. That's probably where a lot of the content's coming in from. But we can bring this down and just note what the performance is in playback, but it should be okay. And what we do with all of this is that we end up sending this over, obviously, to Splunk. Splunk is a data aggregator, security incident and event management type platform. It just takes a whole bunch of stuff that you can look at and see, how your security posture is and stuff like that for your environment, for your network. But for here in this use case, we're just taking it to look at something on the inside to get a handle on it, make sure it's not contributing to any, C2 type activity. What we could do next is we could set up SSL decryption and things like that to take a look at what is going in and out of the TV set and making sure that wildfire and the AV, IPS, and threat prevention stuff could act on it should it see it. So anyways, just a little video for here for you to see what a Palo Alto 440 can do. Most operating systems on the PanOS will allow you to do this. It comes inside the Palo Alto. You got your DoS protection here, and we go over to policies, and we're going to go over to the DoS profile, and then this is where you would actually implement it. So we have our inside Wi-Fi network going out to the outside network, and we've got that policy in place, the Samsung TVs, that anything is classified as source IP only, to just really, you know, deny and drop that from actually happening. So that's what we were doing, and then we send it over to our SIM. So that's it. Enjoy, folks. Have a great one.